Welcome to Phase 3, Cardio Session 1. Today you will need a chair for some of the exercises. That'll be the only extra thing that you need today. We'll be using the same structure of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off that we've been using in our other cardiovascular systems. We're going to start off with a high knee. We're going to be raising your knee above the waist. We'll start that in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead with high knees. Really want to focus here on getting your knees all the way up. This is going to serve as your warm-up and as the first round of the exercise today. So again, make sure you're getting those knees all the way up. Keep churning. And we're going to move into our bounce. Keep in mind when you're bouncing, you should be leaving the ground ever so slightly and bouncing back and forth like a boxer would. Next up, we've got our butt kicks. Let's get those started. Remember your effort with the butt kicks, you should be getting the back of your heel up as high as possible. Actually trying to kick your butt. Your knee shouldn't kick out too far forward. Keep kicking, and let's bounce. Next up on the list today is going to be standing Heismans. Let's go ahead and start with those standing Heismans. You'll notice, try to get the elbow all the way on the other side of the knee so you're getting a good lift with your leg and a good crunch engaging your core. And let's bounce. Next up today, we'll be doing a 3-step and a jump. We're not going down like a burpee, so you're going to skip to the side 3 steps and it's just simply jump into the air. And you'll jump to the side 3 more steps and then jump up in the air. Let's go ahead and get started with that. Careful as you jump up. As you can see here, I'm trying to make sure I don't hit the roof. If you're close to your ceiling, don't worry about putting your hands all the way up in the air. Just make sure you get them up a little bit there. And let's bounce. Next up in this is going to be our 6 inches, where you're going to lay on your back, keep your feet out straight, holding them just 6 inches above the ground. Let's go ahead and start with that. Lay on your back, hands on your butt, under your butt. You're going to want to keep your feet ever so slightly above the ground, just about 6 inches. Keep holding it. Make Make sure you're breathing all throughout this exercise. And let's go ahead and get up and bounce. And let's rest. We'll be taking a full minute here. Make sure you get hydrated. Drink a little bit of water. If you haven't gotten it already, now's a good time to get the chair and just make sure that it's available for you. As you can see here, I usually spend my rest stretching out a bit, stretching out my hamstrings, my quads, stretching out the chest, whatever I feel like it's getting pretty tight pretty quick. And after our minute rest here, we're going to move back into the same session that we just went through. We're going to start with high knees. And let's get into high knees. Keep churning, keep pushing through. Remember, try to keep those knees up. Let's go ahead and start bouncing. Next up, we're going to have butt kicks, where again, you'll want to make sure that the heel of your foot is coming as close as possible to your butt. And let's get started. Few more seconds, just keep trying as hard as you can to kick, and let's move into bounce. Let's go ahead and move into our Heisman. Let's bounce. Next up, we're going to move into our 3-step jump. Get yourself prepared for that. Here we go, 3-step jump. You're lifting all the way off the ground whenever you jump. I want to see some space between the feet. And let's bounce. Next up, we're going to have our 6 inches. And let's lay down on our backs, hands under the butt, get the feet straight. And let's get up and bounce. Great job. Let's just finish bouncing it out. Now it's time for our 1-minute break. And make sure in this time you're taking an opportunity to get some water, get yourself hydrated, stretch out whatever you might need to stretch out. If there's something that's getting tight or something that's a little warmer than the rest of your body, then go ahead and stretch that area out. The first exercise in our next set is going to be bicycle kicks. That's where you're going to lay down on your back with your hands behind your head. You're going to touch your elbows to your knees and you're going to alternate side to side. Let's go ahead and lay down and start the bicycle kicks. You'll notice I'm getting full extension of that other leg. You want to go ahead and stretch it out as far as you can and then bring it all the way back up to touch. You want to do this for speed. Let's go ahead and get up and start bouncing. Everything in our cardio sessions is going to be for speed, so you want to try and get as many reps in as possible. Of course, you want to keep your form tight, but you do want to make sure that you're moving as quick as possible through them. Next up is going to be a 3-step drop, so it's the other half of the burpee. Let's go ahead and get started. You skip to the side 3 times, now drop to the ground, get in a push-up position, and bounce back up. Make sure when you drop down you get a full extension, just like you're going to go into a push-up, and then you bounce back up and skip back to the right or left side. And let's bounce. Next up in our list is going to be ski jumps. With this, you'll put your hands to your side, you're going to jump, turn your angle in midair, and land on the other side. Let's go ahead and start those. You want to make sure you land softly, bend the knees when you come down. Make sure you get some air underneath your feet. You should leave the ground every time. start bouncing. And next we're going to move side to side frog jumps. This is where you're going to get into a semi-squat position. Pick your hands all the way up and jump to the side. It's okay to take a quick rest after every other jump. Just get all the way there and back, quick rest, and then jump into it again. Again, you want to make sure you're moving into this with as many reps as possible. So back and forth as many times as you can. And let's bounce. Next up, we're going to move into wind sprints. This is where you're going to be into a running position as fast as you can. We're going to run for 10 seconds. You're going to go off and jog in place for 5 seconds. Get ready. Let's sprint as fast as you can, running in place. All right, jog. Sprint. Jog. Sprint. And bounce. And let's take a rest. Great job. Make sure to go grab some water. Stretch out whatever you might need. You're probably pretty out of breath after those wind sprints, and that's okay. That's how you should feel. Get yourself mentally ready. We're going to repeat the last exercises that we did. I'm going to start with bicycle kicks on your back. Go ahead and get down into our bicycle kick stance, and let's get started. Remember, push through these, get through them as quick as possible. And let's get up and bounce. Next up on the list is going to be that 3-step into a drop. Let's get started. Keep pushing through. Keep moving. Take a short break if you need to, but get right back into it. And keep pushing. Let's bounce. Great job. Next up, we've got ski jumps. These are going to be side to side. It doesn't matter which side you start on. But you're just going to want to make sure every time you jump, you get all the way off the ground. Let's get started. Make sure when you land you get plenty of bend in the knees so that you're not taking all the hit on your feet. You don't want your knees to be rigid.
Doctor, help me. This dubstep is crazy.
Great job. Now let's go into a bounce. Next up, we're going to have those side-to-side frog jumps. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you get into a semi-squat position. Every time you jump to the side, you should put your hands up above your head. Let's get started. Let's move into our bounce. Last exercise of these sets is coming up. We got our wind sprints. Remember to sprint all out in place, and in 5 seconds, don't stop. You're just going to jog in place. Let's sprint. Jog. Sprint. Jog. Sprint. Bounce it out. Great job. Move into our minute rest. Great job. During your break, you're going to want to go ahead and get your chair out. Now is the time to set it up. You'll be using this chair for 2 out of the next 3 exercises. We have a relatively short last round. It's going to consist of box jumps, side obliques, and lunges. First movement is box jumps. You're just going to get pretty close to the chair. You want to go mostly vertical. You're going to want to land on the chair softly. Stand up, jump off the chair, and then get back on it. Let's get ready for our box jumps. And let's get started. If you feel good about it, you can take your hands off to where you're not actually catching the back of the chair. But you have to be careful. Next up, you're just going to put your two hands on the sides of the chairs, and you're going to lean out like you're doing a push-up. You're going to pull each knee up to the corresponding elbow. If need be, you can watch the first set that I do. Doing them now, knee to the elbow, knee to the elbow. And just continue that motion. Keep going. This is a tough exercise. With the right mental grit, you can push through to the end. Keep pushing yourself. Time to bounce. Next up, we're going to have lunges. Hands to the side or hands in front of you. Either way, you're going to lunge, just alternating each leg for the full 40 seconds. Let's get started. Bounce.
I think my head is going.
Rest. We've got one more round left. We're going through the same motions as the last three exercises. Box jumps, side knees to obliques on the chair, and lunges. Get yourself mentally ready. Again, you want to push through. Don't let off the gas now. Right now, you have to push through as hard as you can. Remember, it's about the number of reps. You want to get through as many as possible. This is about speed, so push yourself. And it's ready for box jumps. Let's go. Let's bounce. Next up, we're going to have our side knees to obliques while leaning on the chair. Let's go ahead and get started. Next up, we've got lunges. Let's go ahead and get started with lunges. Last exercise of the day. Push through. Give it all you got. Make these last 40 seconds count. Really push through. Make sure your form is tight. Do as many of these lunges as possible. Bounce. 20 more seconds, you're almost done.
Come now! Wow!
Great job. You finished day 3 cardio.